because why would Solary ever not ban it?
Yeah.
And now we don't know what they're gonna pick.
Agility dash coming in from Solary. Okay, the longest map of the series and also one of the hardest
Freestyle
identities.
looked very good for G1. Reps as well. They favor reps, okay.
We haven't seen them play that. They first pick it. Very interesting.
And Slowdown. They're picking
think
it into G1.
Parkour was really good for G1 as well.
They could go there. Solary were good at it, though.
Parkour, freestyle, seemed back and forth as well, honestly.
Carl had the world record there last week's games with BDS.
Yeah.
So Parkour,
there you go.
And now they're going to ban maps until we have one left, which is randomly chosen. So you can at least eliminate one you don't want to play. I wonder if they go for Aero Pipes ban.
They're going to ban Aero Pipes and Flip of Faith.
Yeah, because the other two are really good maps.
Yeah.
Flip of Faith, and what will Solary do? Maybe Freestyle. They could just take that one away if they didn't like the pace.
But Pack is so good at Freestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, they did ban it.
Yeah, but did you see Binks and Gwen? Like 107 low every time, and we end up with back and forth as the fifth. The way this format works, if you haven't seen it, they're gonna play a best of 5 on these maps, and then after that they're gonna play another best of 5. If each team wins one best of 5 each, you're following. It's a 1-to-1 overall scoreline. They play one final map to decide who wins it. And Solary got into this position against BDS, and they lost that decider map. That's why they're in the loser bracket final.
I mean, it's gonna be incredibly interesting to see. I'm still thinking about the last time these two teams met each other, and Solary just completely obliterated G1. And I think G1 is looking for blood now. They want that revenge. They're coming in.
Oh, wait. I said the wrong last map. It's Aero Pipes.
I mean, okay.
I thought the one available, and no, it's Aero Pipes last.
It's the one that says picked, right?
Yep. So Aero Pipes the 5th, but we're starting on Agility Dash. Let's see if we get there. Solary in their second best of 5 against BDS. They swept them 4-0.
I just want to ask you, when I talked right there and you looked at chat, did you hear a word of what I was saying? Or did you just realize you made a mistake and just waited for me to stop my sentence?
I value the viewing experience here, and we can't have misinformation on the channel, Jnic.
No, I mean, that's true.
You can continue your point.
I definitely remember it, but I'm not gonna continue the point out of just a statement, right? This is out of principle. I'm not gonna continue. It's not because I forgot.
Let's talk about the round then, guys. It's starting. Hope you have made your prediction. Who you think is gonna win? You could win big on-channel points or just bragging rights, saying you predicted right and you are knowledgeable about the esport. Truth is, these two teams are so good. It's hard to have a very good opinion of who's gonna win. Agility Dash the first map. This is where Solary think they have the best chance of winning.
We also got just say, hey, G1 has incredible momentum coming in from the last game. They're warm. They just played a game. So that might be advantage to G1. But right now, Binks is also in the lead. Pack not too far behind. Could not see the other player's speed. But it does look like Pack is sandwiched in between the G1 players. Trying to push in for first. Oh, Gwen hitting that inside wall on a very crucial part of the map where momentum is important. And he's going to lose 0.4, 0.5 of a second right there. Allowing Carl Jr. to go up to 3rd place.
And Binks now, in the technical part, is playing against 2 Tech World champions, Pack and Carl, catching a little bit up, but he's holding his own before the identity. The obstacle part of the track here on Agility Dash, you have to do these plastic jumps across the big gaps here. This first one is the hardest one, and Pack misses it. Binks will stay in first. I think Carl is just going to secure a second here, but Gwen might then take 3rd and win the round for G1, and yes, that's going to happen. Also a great time here. 128.5 to start us off. The world record has improved drastically lately, and I think it's now 128.28.
Which is incredibly fast, by the way. This is, once again, it is 128.28, which is the fastest on the league. 128.24 outside of that's Dexter, outside of the league here, of the top players. So, still incredibly fast. And all these players are able... Ooh, Pack! He is minimizing that airtime. You also saw it did help him get more speed.
Which airtime? The guy just, like, glued to the ground as early as possible.
There's Magnus on his tires. Also, right here, look at how low he goes. He actually almost didn't get that jump. They're doing that because the faster you land on the ground, the faster or the earlier you get to accelerate the car again. And that just is maybe 1/100th of a second, but it doesn't matter. Binks makes a huge mistake. Solary looking to take home an ace. Gwen is the only one to really attack right now. Hopefully he's going to be able to do something about this.
He has to. The ace is so valuable. Solary are looking for it. Gwen had a really good end here last time they played it in the regular season. Was able to gain a lot in that identity, but he's going to make use of his technical prowess as well, catching up to Carl here inside line up the hill, just trying to get Pack as well while he's at it, but the exit speed is not going to be in his favor. Solary top 2 before the identity. Let's see what Gwen does. He drifts to try to jump across the penalty grass, get a little bit more speed, and now it's just a full send. It's just how fast and low you're there to go. He gets more speed than Carl here, and he's on the hunt. He's on the attack. Is it enough before the finish line to deny the ace? Not
quite. But still a very clean run. A marvelous performance by all the players. But Solar will take home that ace. Incredibly important. We have talked about this before. Aces are effectively worth 3 regular victories. So that victory that GamersFirst did, they had to do that 3 times to come back, or 2 more times to come back to the same score now.
But they have shown good signs here so far. That one mistake from Binks in the uphill was what really lost in that round, and it's one of the most annoying mistakes to make. A crash that kind of pushes you off your trajectory. Next round up, they're again going to go for this low jump. Trying to land sideways, but not too sideways. Gwen getting a beautiful one. Also just having such good feeling for when to cancel the drifts here. If you think about it, the players are letting go of brake exactly when they know the car is going to clear the rest of the turn at full speed. That is an art form in and of itself. But Binks has made another mistake, and Gwen crashing the full speed part, causing another ace to take place. If Solary can keep it up.
It's not 100%. No, we have seen, so as we've talked about, the ending of this map, the identity comes in at like 1 minute and 20 seconds into the map. It is such a long map, and the identity is so difficult, so nothing is over quite yet. We're talking 3 seconds of a deficit, so 1 mistake on the identity is enough for at least GamersFirst to come back and make this not an ace, but a round loss. But Pack and Carl Jr. are known for their consistency, and they know they're 3 seconds ahead, so they can slow down quite a bit, making sure they get these jumps. The first couple of jumps are now made. The second couple of jumps are working out, and Pack and Carl Jr. will take it.
Yeah, Pack saving the end there. He had pace for a low 128, but they do what's most important. They survive the plastic jumps. 7-2 on their choice. They have found a way to beat G1, and it's play a map that, you know, play something that KC didn't. Because those looked insane.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, they are gonna be playing.
Just learn from KC. Oh, so they're good here. All right, let's go somewhere else. You know?
Oh my God, that low airtime from Pack is just incredible. Gwen does match the speed though, and they're gonna be shoulder to shoulder in the lead. But I want you guys to notice the starting trajectories from Gwen and Pack. Most specifically, Pack is what I noticed with the airtime also going so low in that jump. It is risky because you can accidentally hit and fly off.
And we can maybe talk a little bit about that, because Pack is the player that Solary has decided should be the one to go for first places. You see Carl here, he's losing about 0.2, but he's always in the conversation. That is not just an accident. Pack often will drive the risky lines for Solary, and Carl will always be there. That's their game plan. But what happens if Pack is not there? Very scary situation right here. G1 could come back into this map with an ace, and they have positions to do so before the identity, but Pack had it good last time. Up the hill, a lot of speed as well. That's going to transfer all the way over the knife's edge. He's passing Binks, getting closer to Gwen as well. Chooses to go for this no airtime line, and that's going to pay off. Pack has maneuvered past both the red cars. Gwen clipping out. That's now a winning spot for G1, but Pack is off, and that flips the score once more. G1 are likely gonna get a draw here, not taking the round.
But they'll definitely take that draw.
Yeah, that
8-3 is still an incredibly dangerous position, and I mean it's gonna be interesting to see what G1 does now. They have to get some aces in the bag. They have to full risk. And once again, I want to just take a look here in the start. Look at the low line that Pack and Gwen are going to be going for right after this dirt section. They are wobbling on purpose to land with one side of the wheels early on the ground. I mean, that's just a risky strategy, but it is faster.
It is faster in theory, but here Pack also missing a couple other things, and Gwen has actually managed to gain a 10th on that. But again, the super low jump, Pack is going to get a bit closer. He's on the hunt right now, because if he gets past Gwen, they just take this map just like that. Binks has made a mistake in the start, has had a lot of problems on this, and Gwen as well has not had the cleanest performance on agility dash, but he can keep them alive for one more round with a draw. And also great splits right now on the start, gonna cross that 49.2. That is a little bit early to call, but it is world record pace, Jnic.
Yeah, but you know, these players, they will push that world record pace more often than not, honestly. And Gwen showcasing that he is 0.2 ahead of Pack and Carl Jr. He has a little bit of room to work with, but it's
Such
never...
a good uphill. Such a good uphill for Pack.
But it's still not safe. You can see that Pack is getting closer and closer. There comes Carl Jr. Gwen needs to full risk this ending. The other players are too close to safe. And there you go, Pack getting so much speed. He's so getting closer. He is hunting for that top 1 position, but Gwen holds the fort down so well.
128.45 as well. One of the fastest times we've seen in the league. That is a 4th best time and a new best time for Gwen to keep them in it. But 9-4, this is a spot where they have to double ace.
They have to double ace to come back. It's going to be incredibly difficult, but I mean, G1 has shown that they can come out of some tough spots like this. So don't count them out just yet, but Solary definitely on a favorable course here.
And like, just beating Carl and Pack in 1 round of Trackmania is an achievement in and of itself. Beating them both in 2 rounds back-to-back for both your teammates is like, you know, you could print that and sell it as an NFT. Like, that is crazy to do. I've beaten Carl once in a round, and he was releasing, so he could end up in a virtual video. So, you know, it's it's very, very difficult. But they're going to have to try. They're going to have to try.
That's why I lost the COTD final as well.
Oh, yeah, you were releasing to...
Yeah. Make sure it became a video, right?
Yeah, that's, I appreciate that a lot. That's good sentiment. Pack here on even faster pace than Gwen in the last round. Up the hill, double drift. He gets that nicely through the checkpoint as well. And again, you see that same pattern. Pack just risking full all-in. Carl always there. Not far behind, mind you. Just like 2-3 tenths. Just on a casual stroll here. But it will be an ace position for Solary before the ending. G1 jumping across, trying to get more speed. Can they pass them both? The first jump onto the plastic. Binks getting a lot of speed, going low, trying to transition with more speed here. And they will both get past Pack, but it is Carl that's going to be denying them and taking the map for Solary. Solary win their own choice, up 1-0.
Incredibly important to win your own map pick, and also incredibly important to take away that momentum that GamersFirst had accumulated for themselves playing against KC. Now all of a sudden they're losing, technically, but by 1 map. But still, it's an important statement to put out.
Solary have done their job. They won their choice. G1 will have to do the same. But first, some replays. Solary had that second round, an important one, where they were able to ace G1 and get 3 big points.
Yeah, I mean, these replays, they showcase that not only are the players close to each other, all these rounds are going to be unreal. Like, they're going to be absolutely astonishing to watch.
I am scared for what we have in store on reps, because Pack has had the world record here, Gwen has had it, Binks has had it, and Carl has been very consistent on the map. It's starting up in just 3 seconds. The identity here, the main theme that you will see is driving on very narrow beams. So the players have to be very precise. It starts out quite nice with just 1 here in the start, but once in the ending, you have to clear them at 300 speed. So that's what we're waiting for.
So once again, a pretty consistent map. This map will go down the pace, except the ending where we have seen people like Carl Jr. unfortunately missed the finish. But everybody gets through the start except Carl Jr. pretty unscathed. He's still in the mix though. He's not counted out just yet, but Pack is definitely on the job. He needs to try to be able to defend that first or second place as fast as possible. He gets the speed very close from Binks to clip that outside wall, but Pack, once again, look at that speed, getting up again, fighting for that first place. Yeah, now into the final section of the map, we have a loop into a left-hander. Pack really pushing hard. final left-hander before the downhill and the identity. They're going to go into third gear, keep that third gear in the downhill until they drive straight.
So
upper
clean.
gear up to fourth, and now we have these last couple of jumps. First jump cleared by Pack, and Binks, they're neck and neck. They're trying to get as much speed as possible. Pack, unfortunately, hitting the corner, slowing down, jumps down to fourth place. It's going to be a round victory for GamersFirst.
1:06.50, great winning time as well. The world record 1:06.29 from Scrappy in the Challenger League, but 0.5 should be enough to win most games here. Like, that was faster than the world record when we started in week 1, week 2, week 3. I think it took to week like 4 to see such fast times. So good start for G1 on their own choice. They have to keep that pressure up, and we see Gwen actually missing that drift and decides to go outside. Now the problem here is he's still fragile. He skipped the airtime. He still has fragile, so he's gonna lose some time, but he's not gonna lose a lot. It's gonna be like minimal.
I mean, the reaction time to realize that you wouldn't have made that jump, and now he's still in the game, is very good. Like, that call is difficult to make because you lose some time, but he's still in it. So he
gets the reset here, and now he has actually a normal car, and he's still in there.
Yeah.
That might be something he's worked on. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but Binks is in the lead. G1 have a good spot. Once again, they're going on to the identity. The first jump here, important to land as early as possible and just get that speed. Gwen now faster than Pack, looking for the ace. Binks is going to get the line across, but is Gwen going to get the ace? The jump up? Not quite. And a really fast time from Binks. I think that beats the league record from the
It does by
players.
1,000ths of a second from Mime, so just barely in front of Mime right there. You could say that downhill, if you play that map on the easy mode on in ranked matches, it doesn't have the same downhill, and you wanna minimize airtime by doing that right-handed turn. So it might be what he's going for right here.
He's doing it again.
This is what you do in ranked, because that fragile block isn't there. So that's what you do in ranked to increase speed, and Gwen is now just doing it here live on the harder versions of the map, maintaining the fragile block, and I mean, it might be worth it.
I mean, he is still fragile, so any small mistake, if he doesn't land exactly clean with every block, the game is going to count that as a small crash, and he's going to lose speed. He's going to be slower acceleration-wise, but he survived it with fragile, and he's going into the loop, still in the mix. But Binks, what a split that is. That is one of the fastest checkpoints I've ever seen, and he's looking for that league record from Scrappy. Gwen with such good speed on the down as well, joining him. They could ace once more. They didn't get it last time, but here with momentum, is Gwen gonna get past? Not quite. Binks holding it, and that's gonna be a 1:06.24 new world record and a round win for G1.
Absolutely astonishing from the players right now, and G1 putting themselves 3 points ahead of Solary in a favorable position to take this second map down, and this might be why they pick reps.
I'm so curious. I just want to see if it's faster. Like Gwen, if he can make the... we will get to know here. But if he can make that work, that is an astonishing thing to keep secret for basically the entire league, only to reveal it in the loser bracket final, the last day.
I mean, yeah, it's something that's been in the matchmaking since these maps got released into matchmaking, because it doesn't have that jump. And he might just have noticed it and tested it, tried to see if it saves a little bit of time, but I cannot see it save more than like 500ths of a second, and it's so risky because you have fragile throughout the entire map.
Yeah, no, definitely something that I think others have experimented with and just not opted for. Binks in the lead into the loop, but Pack got way more speed out of that. It's going to be a battle between these two guys, a 1 versus 1 for this round victory. Let's see who gets the best ending. Binks landing earlier, Pack still having about 900 to work with onto the last beam. Pack still faster. If he gets that jump, he gets the round and ace.
Oh, that's going to be an ace for Solary, and all of a sudden it's a tied game.
Binks missing the finish there. The finish gate on that plank is very small, and if you clip the edge, you can fall off, not crossing the line and taking the back finish. That is important for Solary.
All of a sudden, GamersFirst are not looking like they're just getting a free win. Solary can take this home now, and if Gwen makes another mistake, Binks does it instead this time. And I mean, this is looking good for Solary, and the Solary fans, a huge mistake coming in from Binks as well, and Solary is gonna be 0.1 ahead of their opponents, maybe even 0.2, called Junior there, 0.2 ahead of Gwen. They are gonna try to see if they can maintain this lead.
Yeah, Gwen now, he hasn't been the fastest for G1 yet, but he does have a good personal best here. However, gaining 0.4 on reps is really difficult. It's like Slowdown. It's a map that the pros, they are just so equal in terms of pace that they're all going to do good racing lines, and you can't really gain more than maybe, you know, a 10th at most. So he's hoping for some mistakes here. He's hoping that Solari will try to, you know, slow it down a little bit, just play safe, and maybe he can snipe at least one position, because an ace here would be terrible for G1. They were looking so good on this map. Has to get past Carl here. Can he do anything in the air?
Oh, no. Is that going to be another ace for Solari?
Ace.
A 9-3, and all of a sudden, G1 are losing their own map pick. They have to get an ace back now.
The only way, and Pack is dropping 0.4s just like they're hotcakes off the shelf, you know. It's just on repeat, so they're gonna need both G1 players here to drop 0.4 realistically to have a chance at this.
This is getting to be a very exciting match. Unreal performance coming in from Solari, coming back from a 3-point deficit now to a 3-point lead.
Crash.
And once again, we have a crash from G1. That same mistake has been made multiple times from G1, and something they might want to work on for future matches.
And it's not like it's the worst, because that crash just lets Gwen think, okay, I can go for that line once more. But the thing is, he still lost time with that, and he still now has 2 tenths to get up to Pack. Binks is driving a great run so far and doing his part of the effort, but Gwen has to get there too. That's the problem. A regular victory is not enough.
Nope. Anything but an ace will give Solari the victory. So Gwen needs to come up to that second place, and Binks needs to hold the first place. But right now, Pack does not seem to lose his defenses. And once again, even if he does, Carl Jr. is right there with Gwen trying to fight for it. Carl Jr. getting a clip. Pack is still in the lead. He will take that first place home, giving the second map to Solari.
Oh, that is a steal. G1 were looking so good early on, but Solari, the double ace, just 6 points out of nowhere. And G1 are down 2 maps to none.
Solari wins the match.
They do. Solari with a stellar performance. We have the replays. Look at this. Like, Binks and Gwen were incredible. Binks dropped world record this game, and they lost.
Yeah, I mean, he also... I think we've seen that G1 has the capabilities to drop world records on multiple maps, including freestyle and this map we just saw. So it's gonna be hopeful that GamersFirst can come back, because they've definitely showed they have the pace to do so.
Now, in this first best of 5, this is a must-win map for G1. It's Slowdown. They played well against KC. They won this map. They've also first picked it against a lot of teams, but Carl and Pack, they are tech players. They come from the technical style, just drifts and clean racing lines, intuition about how to move a car fast. This map has no real weird parts. There's not an ice slide to worry about. There's not a weird backflip you have to do. It's just driving, and they're so good at it, the fundamentals of the game. And this is a map they tend to first pick as well, and it is one of the hardest maps to beat Solari on.
I mean, this is definitely one of Solari's favorite maps because of all the reasons you said, and the ending is savable if you're enough in the lead, which Pack seems to be in. He is so fast. He also goes so wide on that drift. He's going to have a little bit more speed than Binks, but yeah, that looked like a slight mistake. Might not have entered it in a favorable way, but he's still in the lead. Carl Jr. right behind here. Gwen and Binks need to go for this inside tree line if they want to maintain second and third, and they do, but
Binks
there's a mistake from Binks, and now, yes, Solari are looking for the ace, but Pack jumps out the map, and that's gonna maybe result in a tie.
That is indeed a tie. We don't often see Pack make mistakes, but G1 can be very happy he did, or else Solari would, with momentum, continue just,
but you know, even though it was a tie, Solari still showed that we have a greater pace than you. You are going to need to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, push yourself harder. Binks going for a little bit too much of a drift. He's going to lose some time, end up in 4th place, but it's not over quite yet. There is so many hundredths of a second you can get, but Solari is not going to let that go. Not at all.
They are not, but we're seeing Gwen with a really fast start here. Coming alive in the second round. Had a bit of an awkward start to the first. Now the drift around the platform. Maybe Pack did go too wide there. As we see, this tight line from G1 might pay off, but the speed just carries all the way to this part, and it's a sandwich. Red and blue mixed together into the end. for the uphill. Now the drifts. We know Solary like to go inside. All 4 players going inside the tree line. And then the last drift. Who gets it best? Are they going to carry the grip? Looks like Binks has it, but he might get aced. It's by 5,000 and by 8,000. Gwen holds the lead, and it's a draw. What a round.
Incredible round. After a minute of driving, we're talking less than 1/100th of a second separating the top 3 players.
Within 100.
That's crazy.
My God, and Gwen just, that's the margins playing into his favor now, you know? Well, actually, he did last time too. He denied them by 5,000 KC. Last time was Slowdown, so.
But here we have Pack on an awe-inspiring start. Like, he is once again incredibly fast, and Carl Jr. playing the support role, trying to make sure that if any mistakes come in from GamersFirst, he's right there behind his teammate.
He is there. They are just going to be about equal. Different lines, different philosophies about what to do on the map. But into the ending is where it will be decided. I think really the map comes down to who dares to go up this hill and down it with enough speed. If you go too fast, you jump off like Pac did in round 1. Ooh, but here, you have to dare because Solary are about to do something. Carl getting that airtime, and it's a... Oh, no! It's not a draw. It's not a draw. Another finish crash.
That is so unfortunate. Was it GamersFirst or was it
Solary in the round?
KC? No, was it GamersFirst or KC that did the exact same thing on back and forth?
It was Binks.
Yep. So that is rough. Another tilter coming in from for G1, but once again they didn't lose that many points. Solary is now 1 point ahead, which is favorable, but definitely nothing you can't come back from.
No, this is still doable, but they are still, you know, on that 3rd map, Solary, if they get this, they could close out best of 5 number 1 and do what G1 did to KC. Like, so far, G1 have never won a map against Solary in this 2v2 format. They got swept in the regular season as well. But they're driving faster, they're staying competitive. They just need to get few hundredths to their name.
Yeah, you can see once again Solary in the lead. They're going to try to get this ace once again, and they cannot keep flying off. G1 can't. Oh, yeah, that's gonna happen. We have an ace coming in for Solary. As I said, G1 cannot keep relying on Solary making mistakes. That's a 56.314, a 56 point pi. Incredible time.
Yeah, 56 point pi, and also Carl was there, 400s behind. That is just so difficult to go up against, right? Like, G1 beat most teams on this map. That time from Binks beats most players' personal bests in 3rd place. But the 2 players ahead were from Solary, but they both crashed out this round, giving G1 a golden opportunity. You have to get this ace in return and put it to a 7-6. They both crashed.
They both crashed. This is such a rare occurrence for Solary, for both the players to do a big mistake on a consistent map like this. But GamersFirst, they will capitalize, or at least they're gonna attempt to capitalize. They have to, honestly, because they are 4 points behind. But giving a free ace away from Solary, that is something that almost never happens, and they need to get this now.
And I think that's really why Solary, why Carl and Pac have been so dominant, is like, they will always be there in the... it
was getting close, it was getting close.
It is an ace, they do get it. Great time from Gwen there, 56.4. And they go to 7-6. I was about to say Solary, the reason this team is considered the favorite is because Carl and Pac really never make mistakes. You can always rely on them being in the top 2.
And that's the thing. That's why it's so rare that both of them make huge mistakes in the start. And GamersFirst, they can't rely on it. It's great that they capitalized on it when it happened, but I don't think they're gonna see. They need to keep pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone to drive that a little bit faster. Because unfortunately, getting a small clip, and now Gwen needs to defend that 1st place, or at least 2nd place, because an ace for Solary will wrap series.
He is doing great though. Great drift there. 36 flat on the split. Down the hill, around the... Now has to get this drift to set up for the ending. Goes a bit wider than Pac, and that means that Carl and Pac have an opportunity to get past him. Pac has gotten past him, and that means Gwen needs a great ending, but will jump out. Is that the ace?
And that's
Solary
the
take
ace,
it.
and it is so unfortunate that the stream currently is lagging, but that was an incredible ace for Solary, taking home the first series.
Yeah, I hope you could enjoy Trackmania Grand League Radio there. Very unfortunate about the lag. We were trying to get a lot of technical stuff fixed up today, but Solary got that round, got the map 3-0 against G1 here in the first set.
Yes. So here we are after the first set. Solary win 3 maps in a row. Not reverse sweeping, but G1 just sweeped KC.
Yep.
And now Solary responds back and said, oh, well, let's do that to you.
I mean, they're 7-0 historically here against G1 on maps. Haven't dropped a single map. I think G1, I think their attempt on parkour was good, but they didn't get to see it, you know? So we will have to see. Maybe they go for freestyle next game.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But now Solary definitely put down the hammer and said, these maps you picked right now, or at least that one map you picked, we are just as good, if not better than you on it. And now G1 has to respond with either another map. I think they can go for back and forth. They did really well on that. Or they could go for, because they're still second picking, right?
They're still second picking next season.
Yeah. So they're second. They're the lower seed. So GamersFirst needs to pick a first map pick that they know they can win.
Yeah. Agility dash looked problematic.
He bans. I guess if Solary can do that, I think parkour is the go. The parkour or freestyle.
Because like they played Slippy. If we can fix it. But yeah, I think we'll cut to a short break. We'll see you guys in a teeny tiny bit. We're getting gray screens. We're back. Hello. Let's go to a break. We'll see you guys in a little bit. We'll have it fixed and have a clean second set. Be right back. All right, guys. I think we have found the source of the problem. It was actually what do we want to blame? Lightning strike.
Yeah. No, it was because Solari was driving a little bit too fast, exceeding the speed limits.
Oh, right.
And we can't legally, because of TOS and stuff, showcase people breaking the law, just like Solari did with that exceptional speed. So it is what it is. I mean, we just had to do that.
Server crashed because it couldn't handle it.
Can we just all collectively blame Solari real quick, and then we can just move on? Let's move on.
I think that is a good summary of the first game. It was a 3-0 sweep. And G1 are going to have to find some answers. They're going to have to think, what can we do? I really like them on freestyle. I don't know if they know more about, Solary.
You like Solary on freestyle or G1?
G1 on freestyle.
Yeah.
I don't know if they know more about what Solary can do now on freestyle. If they're not opting for it. Their reps was kind of good until it fell apart.
Yeah.
With those 2 aces, so I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be interesting what they're going to pick. I honestly think that they might pick back and forth. I think that's a good response, even though Pack is incredibly fast on that as well. But I feel like that's not really an excuse because any map that you pick, Pack has exceeded on, like excelled on. So what is the, what do you even do? What do you even do at that point?
I have the answer. You're not going to like it.
What?
Drive faster.
See, I feel like that is not...
Twitch chat, you guys can be casters too to say, oh, I think G1 should drive faster to win this game. I have an excellent analysis, and we're seeing the pick and ban. Let's analyze this, though. Slippy slides, gyroscope bans. That's fine.
Slippy slide, gyroscope, that was pre-called. We knew that was going to happen. Now we have agility dash. Once again, agility dash, parkour. Yes. Okay, parkour was also a great response.
Freestyle?
Okay.
Are they mixing? Oh, no, they're going reps.
Yeah, so they are double downing here, like... Solary, no. Agility dash, slowdown. We won on these 2 maps. We won quite tremendously. We're just gonna first and second pick those immediately out of the way. And the response from G1 was, hey, we take parkour. We seem to be pretty good at that. We sweeped G1 on it. So
so they mixed up the order though. They want to start on parkour rather than reps, and they're disregarding freestyle. So it will be Aero Pipes as the random. Also disregarding back and forth.
Yes. So Aero Pipes is favored, in my opinion, towards Solary. Because Pack seems to be really fast there, and Carl Jr. is incredibly consistent. But first and third map from Solary is the same maps. So it seems like Solary just wants to make sure, hey, we're going to win our first 2 map picks. Parkour could definitely go to G1. But I don't know.
Solary are just like me for real. Like, if it's working, don't update,
Yeah,
don't change anything. Don't update.
Okay.
If it works, you keep it like it is.
I feel like that's not what they did though. They didn't update. That's different. No, it would be if the map was changed and they still thought that it was the same map. That's how it works.
So like, do we want to do anything crazy right now? Like update to Windows 11, or do we just stay on Windows 10?
No. See, what happened is that a new map was made for TM World Tour, and they kept practicing on the old map because why update it?
Well,
see, that's what's happening. That's the analogy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I think Solary are doing what any working, like any person would do is just like, if you have a working system, don't add new things. Just repeat what you did. Just drive the same line twice.
Just copy input.
Copy the same map twice.
Honestly, just macro it. Just put it in a macro and only press 1 button for the entire map.
I did that and people got mad, Jnic.
I feel like maybe a little bit justified, but sure. Yeah. I mean, you didn't macro completely, to be fair.
No, I would say it was, if it's under 50%, I think it's a micro. And if it's over 50%, it's a macro. Do you agree?
I don't know. You would know more about micro than I would just,
Oh.
So.
Yeah, but okay, well.
But either way, we are jumping into the first map. They're getting their warm-ups done here. We have parkour once again. Solary did win that last map, or the last series on this map, so maybe they can do it again.
Maybe. Let's change gears here and get into a pause. Wow, exciting.
Very exciting.
The first pause of the game is on, guys. We have a pause right now.
Carl Jr. needed
everyone pause champ in chat.
We can get some pause champs in. We gotta farm the emotes, absolutely. No, we have the first pause. Honestly, great that so few technical issues.
What do you think this pause does for Carl Jr.'s legacy?
That's a good question. I mean, I have thought about the social and economic state of the world and of Carl Jr. recently, so definitely some deep-hitting questions.
The socio-economic pause and how that affects global economy. Guys, invest right now in channel points if you believe in your team and you think they can win. G1, they got swept. They have never won a map against Solary in the current format, but they will have to win 3 to equalize the score and put them to the decider map after this best of 5. Let's see if they can do it. Agility dash once again. What can they mix up here to beat Pack and Carl?
Also, just for the people that just tuned in, this is the loser bracket final here between Solary and GamersFirst. Solary won 3-0 on the first series. This is the second series. If they win again, they will be bumped to the grand final, and GamersFirst are trying to get back into it.
Yeah, they will face, the winner team here will face BDS, who is eagerly awaiting their challenger for TMGL trophy. Binks and Gwen inside line, Pack with good speed on that speed slide though, and we're gonna see a decent split here. 49.3, always a good time to get right around there. And the 2 uphill drifts. We see that Binks and Gwen have gained time here some rounds, but Pack in this next part does a really good uphill line. He always gets more speed towards the knife edge transitions. Just look at the speed he gets here, and then he's able to carry that, and now he's probably going to be able to pass Gwen, but they have a different line for the identity. And then you have to wonder, what is actually the fastest, the jump or the no air time? G1 are coming back into top 2. They could ace Solary on their own map here in the first round if they get these last turns good, but Pack is there. Pack is trying a speed slide on the plastic. Is it enough to get in between? 1/100th of a second to spare.
And just such an important, unreal performance by Pack, making sure that he can just snipe that very, very ending away from GamersFirst, making sure that they don't get that ace. Incredibly important. Well played by Pack.
And it was so sick. If you look at that in slow motion, he stops his full turn to get just a tiny speed slide angle before the jump.
Yep.
That's what made him faster than the others, is that he didn't just do one motion. He did it like full steer, speed slide, full steer. Just a tiny inch for speed slide.
And it makes a difference. There you go, you see his low air time once again. It does, in fact, increase his speed. The momentum you get from accelerating just a little bit earlier is important, and he pushes himself up to first place, loses a little bit of that momentum in that turn, but that does not matter, because once again, he is looking like he is the player that can get the lowest airtime lines in some of these sections. And here we see what you talked about again, the speed slides, wiggling a little bit back and forth. Pack not actually executing it that well. He's gonna lose some of that traction that he had, but still, Solary looking clean. Gwen in the lead though.
This is a ridiculous start from Gwen. I'm just letting you know, if he has good speed through this loop, it's the fastest checkpoint I've ever seen. 49.20 flat. He is crushing this round. And he just needs to hope that Binks is there to join him, because they won that first round and they could keep this pressure up on Solary right now. But he clips the checkpoint on the inside drift. Does go a little bit too close there and makes contact, dropping him down into 4th, and suddenly this is a worse position now. Gwen also jumping out there, and what was a good round for G1 has turned into disaster. Solary are gonna recognize this. They have a second to work with.
Yeah, they have so much space to work with. They're looking for the ace. If we can take a look here at Pack from the back, making sure that he doesn't do any mistakes. He's right up there with his teammate, and definitely gonna make it together. Actually overtakes a little bit. Strong time from both Pack and Carl Jr., especially when you think about that they saved that ending, and an ace coming in for Solary, making it a 4-2.
Such a fast start for G1, but I think we're seeing that consistency. Like, Pack and Carl, they can drive for 1.5 minutes on agility dash, 128 on repeat without making mistakes, and that's why they're so tough to beat here. And they're just hoping that G1 stumble.
And now we have the player cams ready. You can see the beautiful faces of all the players. Binks, Gwen, Carl Jr. and Pack. You can see them there in the corners, so concentrated, sitting in their homes. And you gotta think, like, they must be more comfortable sitting at their own setup, at their own PC, playing these maps instead of being on stage in front of thousands of people.
It is a different dynamic, but also from experience playing at Twitch Rivals, if that's anything to go by, playing on a stage always gets you so hyped up. Hearing the crowd, you know, the lights, just knowing, like, I'm here for real, doing this. Ooh, Carl, into the wall. Not gonna be of significance this round, and then it is all on Pack, so that they don't get aced in return here. Just Binks this time with a great checkpoint.
But Pack is in the mix. He's sandwiched between the G1 players, and he's not going to give up. He got hold of, he got told by Carl Jr. that you need to push it. He makes a mistake, and this is going to be a full send from Pack in the ending. He needs to try to overtake at least one of these players, not get aced back. There's a little bit of airtime from Binks. Pack is going to be able to get a little bit closer, and it's going to be down to the identity.
This is possible, though. That airtime makes it possible. Pack gets past momentarily, but Binks does that jump, which gets him back closer to the Britishman. He goes across the jump, and he's going to pass both of them. Clean, no airtime there, and low line from Pack to actually not just avoid an ace, but secure a draw.
That is unreal how important that is from Pack. Great composure to keeping it clean even after a mistake there. So Pack once again showing consistency is key.
Yeah, and I mean, like, G1, they drive 128.7. It should beat a lot of players, but Pack just kicks it up a gear when he needs to in the end. And that was with a mistake. He drove 128.6 with a crash.
Oh, he goes just a little bit too low there in the airtime. And the back right wheel clips the corner of the block, unfortunately setting him out of this race. He's going to be multiple seconds behind. And once again, G1 looking for an ace to come back.
But now the call is made. Like, Carl, he's just been waiting for a moment to, like, show, okay, if I get to be the carry, this is what I would do, you know? Because they're playing this in a way where Carl tends to drive more safe, but here, he's going to be the one to try to show his real pace.
He's going to lose some speed there.
Transition there, though. Good speed slide, inside line. 630 with an inside line is really good, but he is 0.3 behind Binks.
Yeah, he needs to push in the ending, but this was the same situation that Pack sat in just last round, so he can still come back.
Good drift.
He just, yeah, he's doing really well, and he's pushing those hundreds away. Gwen must have touched, loses a lot of speed, and now Carl Jr. is overtaking at least one person. Binks is going to try to hold on to that first place, but he knows Carl Jr. is right behind. The comms are going crazy, telling each other, you need to full speed this. You need to get a fast ending. Carl Jr. getting closer and closer. Binks is drifting way too much. Carl Jr. with the overtake, saying to Pack, if you don't got it, I got it.
Yep, he got to shine here, Carl, and show why he's the world champion of Trackmania. If necessary, he can do that. But he just tends to take it a bit more chill and let Pack do the hard work.
I mean, that's great. Solary showing that both the players have what it takes to come back if they need to, but they're playing it tactically and saying one of us is gonna play the anchor, the more supporting role. The other one can go for the first places, and if needed, they can switch roles.
It's so crazy. It's such a ridiculous team. Like, everyone had them on top of their lists going into the season, and they had some shaky matches. Like, BDS looked cleaner with their almost undefeated streak, only losing to KC. But now in the playoffs, they're looking like their true selves, you know? Yeah. It's been so clean so far from Solary.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder if that comes down to the amount of practice they did before each of the qualifying matches, or if they just practiced more here for the finals.
Looks like Carl is behind here, but the speed into the loop is there. Sets up wider for a better speed slide, and he returns to about the same deficit before. Oh, no slide.
No slide.
Missing the drift setup, and that puts Binks in a lone first. If he misses one jump in that identity, they're getting aced. Carl and Pack have not really failed it so far this game.
Oh, getting closer, getting closer.
Overtaking in the uphill as well. Binks here, really tough spot to be in. What can he do? He's going to go for the jump, try to get across all the grass he can to get more speed. And he is a little bit faster than Carl. Pack still about a 10th ahead of that again, though. But he lands earlier. He has the better setup, better trajectory. It's going to be Binks this time that gets to be the hero. Going lower onto the corner, and it's 100th in his favor. 300th at that to beat Carl and Pack in the ending.
So Binks did exactly what Carl Jr. and Pack did in the last couple of rounds, saying, okay, if I'm third going into the identity, I can also full risk. I can come out on top. And this actually looks better for G1 than it did last time they played this. G1 has really shown that they are able to compete with Solary here on Agility Dash.
So, like, they are closer, right? But it's just that Solary now, track point. 2 mistakes from G1, and then it's lights out on this map once again. They have been more consistent, Solary. G1 have had a lot of mistakes, but it's also pressure for Solary. Like, they're getting fought valiantly here by G1, who are now in top 2 once again.
Yeah.
And when they see us on this place, like, we're 3rd and 4th. What's happening? They have to risk to get back up, and that can make mistakes.
Oh, no, Gwen. And that's one of the mistakes we talked about. One more mistake like that from Binks, and it's going to be all over here. But as you said, and I've noticed this as well, G1 has been consistently first and second throughout most of the maps, most of the laps here. So definitely showcasing they have the pace. They just need the consistency.
All on Binks, though. Carl and Pack against him in the technical part here. They're gaining, and they always gain in this section. The uphill here, something they figured out. Getting more speed in this part to the knife's edge. But Binks, this round, the most important round so far, able to match them and beat them in exit speed. Going for the jump. He is going to look like he loses speed, but then comes back in. But they are right there. The two Solary players need to beat at least one, but he gets a better landing. Beats maybe both of them here. Carl's made a mistake, and Binks will get first. Can Gwen get third and win the round from him? He can, and that puts them closer.
That is an 8-7 right now. Still in Solary's favor, and we have a pause coming in, I think, for Gwen. There must have been some technical issues. 2 pauses in one round, but would rather have some pauses, make sure that everything is working as planned. I mean, maybe they have some technical issues as well. It's not just us, Virtual.
It's not just us. What do you think this pause means for Gwen's legacy? We have to consider the technical pause here, what implications it could have. All I'm seeing, Jnic, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing really great street fashion there on the top of the screen.
Street fashion at the top of the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about Caporal?
Some great Caporal clothes, the main sponsor of the Trackmania Grand League. If you're looking for some French designer wear that's affordable, ships worldwide, that's a place to check out.
Absolutely. And, I mean, we're all very happy about Caporal with the sponsor, making sure that the Trackmania esport can flourish. And if you're out there and thinking, hey, my company needs an esport to represent.
I mean, you gotta, you know, drive clean lines in game and wear clean clothes out of game.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Next round out, Solary still track point, but G1 ace, and they could win this.
I mean, they could. Here, just a map victory or a round victory for Solary. That will put them in the lead, and Ace will make GamersFirst win. This is not over yet. We've seen both teams be very close to acing. Solary has ace, though. And once again, we see G1 fighting for that first and second place throughout the round here. They are showcasing pace that is faster than Solary, all the way up to the identity here on Agility Dash.
A lot of pressure on Pack now. We talked about Binks being alone up there. Look at this. It's currently only Pack that can stop G1 from taking Solary's map and winning their first map ever against Solary. So close between the three right now. This could duke out any which way, but we know this segment right here is where Pack's going to try to make a breakaway. This is where he tends to gain, and the way he does it is by getting more speed up the final hill here off the knife edge. Can he get it this time? Once again, faster than Gwen, faster than Binks. Look at how much he gains here. He's going to extend to about a 10th, but Binks and Gwen have a good setup. They could both beat him here, but Carl's also back in the fight a little bit. Who's going to take it on the jump? Gwen crashes out, and that is a win for Solary if they stay alive here and don't crash, unless Binks holds first. Is it going to be no? No! Pack snipes him!
Pack with 9,000ths of a second ahead of Binks, making sure that Solary takes home the first map here of the second series. Agility Dash goes to Solary.
Simple as that, but hard-fought victory. So many draws, so many close rounds, and 9,000th there.
That could have been an important win for G1. Also for the momentum, because right now, if you guys don't know, Solary has won 4 maps in a row against G1.
Yeah, and lifetime, it's 8-0.
Yeah. Last time they played, there was also a full sweep, 4 maps in a row, so it's... Yeah, it's 8-0 right now.
It's 8-0, but they have a mix-up coming through. So you're seeing the highlights. The players are currently warming up on Parkour. This is a map that Gwen almost dropped world record on earlier today against KC. Binks is driving fast on it too, but we know Solary on this map, they are really good. It's a map that doesn't really have a lot of the elements we mentioned about maps like Slowdown. It has drifts, but it also has tricky parts, jumps, airtime control, a wobble, a flip, bobsleigh. Like, you're getting more elements here that are favored towards players who have spent more time playing mixed maps.
Yeah, I mean, and the ending is pretty tricky. Like, that is not conventional Trackmania driving. That is, like, driving basically an
Obstacle
RPG on an obstacle map, absolutely. So Solary, they want to try to capitalize on the first section on the map where it's more traditional driving, more technical. That's where they get the advantage, and then hopefully be ahead by the time they head into the identity to make sure that they can save it a little bit more. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that right now. Gwen is currently in the lead.
Ooh, good bobsleigh from Binks, though, to join his teammate up the hill. Carl's right there too, and here is the ending of the map. There is a flip you could go for. There's also the wobble strategy. These are the two main strategies people are going to use to save time. Happening right here. You want to tilt the car, flip over that edge. Gwen in the lead, Pack crashing out, and Binks and Gwen could start off with an ace here. As they cross the line, they will get it, and maybe this is where they can make a stand.
This has gotta be good for okay, boys. This has gotta feel good for Gwen and Binks, because getting an ace coming off of 4 map losses in a row, making sure that, hey, we're gonna start the map that we picked off with an ace, showcase, hey, we got this map, this is ours. That's incredibly important for the mental.
And such good times from them too. Like, when you're a team, you know, you win together, you lose together, and if you drive 2 good times together, that's like the type of moment where you gotta fist bump your teammate if you were sitting next to each other and just like, dude, we got this. And now I think they're feeling fired up, ready to go. Next round, gonna try to keep it clean. Solary, though, if they can break this momentum, they probably break G1 Spirit completely. So this is an important round for the overall story of the match. Into the bobsleigh here. Who gets the best speed? They're all there, Jnic.
Yeah.
What do you do now? What do you dare to go for in a spot like this?
All of the players driving on top of each other. We're talking less than 1/10 of a second separating the entire field. But G1 come out on top right now. They're trying to break away here. Gwen making it, but his teammate failing. We have another flail right there. And Gwen and Pack, or Gwen and Carl Jr. are going to be only one surviving. Pack maintains that third place.
Oh, no, he doesn't. I think he gets beaten here. Binks is close. Oh, it's not enough. It's a draw.
I mean, that is, we've seen this even earlier today. Parkour is a map that is incredibly difficult to get the ending of. You know, the unreal difficulty of the transitions in the ending can take out even the best of the world's players.
Especially when they're doing this wobble strategy. Like, you can just land 4 wheels on that platform where players failed. But they want to land with 1 back wheel to tilt the car to get less airtime. And it's a very tricky strategy. You kind of can't predict as well where the car's going to head after. And that's the problem.
It's one of those things where people will look at the game and say, oh, you mean it's just 4 buttons. You know, forwards, backwards, left and right. How hard can it be? But all the small intricacies, the low airtime, making sure you wobble.
Crazy checkpoint from Pack right now. Just want to pay attention to this. This is like 101 pace by far, even with a normal ending. Binks respawning here. It's going to be a possible ace for Solary. Pack is a good end, but you see that Gwen gets good speed, and he wants something to say about this. He's gaining quickly on Pack, trying to do that wobble right here to get a low airtime. He lands earlier. Is Gwen going to beat Pack here? Not quite. Pack still remains ahead with a 102.27, but his checkpoint, Jnic, was mighty fast.
Absolutely. I mean, Pack, and this is what we said, the Solary players, they're going to try to capitalize and break away during the first section on the map where they have the advantage because of the traditional gameplay style that it holds, and they're very, very accustomed to playing tech maps. So that's where they want to break away. That's where they want to get that starting lead, and then hopefully they can lose a little bit of time during the identity and still be on first place.
Yeah, this is a kind of complete opposite of Agility Dash, where it was GamersFirst that we're trying to gain in the start with all these like weird transitions and stuff, and then in the ending, Solary beat them at consistency on the jumps. Here up the hill, we saw Pack have about 1500s ahead of this that Gwen is leading with right now, just to give context for the pace. Binks has made a mistake. It's Gwen alone in first, but he is at least ahead of Pack here rather than behind, but it's going to be tough to defend in the identity. Pack did it really well last round 2, dropping a 102.2, gets good speed, gets better speed than Gwen, and lands. Gets airtime though. That's going to cost him, and now I don't even think with the flip he could win. So Gwen, it's all on you to try to get it yourself, and he will secure that first place. Carl, hello.
Binks trying to overtake. Wait, what happened in the ending there? Pack got the overtake there.
What happened to Gwen?
I guess Gwen must have landed in a penalty or something. I didn't quite see it.
I did not see it either.
I was too busy looking at the barrel roll,
dude,
right?
When I see a car flip like that, my eyes lock on.
Yep.
I did not see anything else. I did not have any other thoughts. I was just in the moment. Somehow Gwen lost there, and that's good for Solary. They're coming back. They were down after that ace, 3-0. Now they're 6-5. They've closed the gap down to just 1 point difference.
Yeah, and if Solary can take this map away from G1, I mean, it is as good as over, because the third map we're going to be playing a Slowdown once again, where Solary has shown just pace that is very, very difficult to deal with, and GamersFirst, they need to capitalize on their own map.
Good round for them here, though. Carl going up early, and we have a mistake from Binks. Good opportunity for Solary right now. Gwen needs to stay clean, packets the wall. That's going to make
He doesn't respawn.
No, he just keeps going. I think knowing somehow that that's better. Gwen still in first here. Carl gonna just wait, lie in wait, see if Gwen will make a mistake. The wobble comes through for Carl. He's gonna be faster. Maybe this is how the last round shook up, but Gwen stays ahead this time.
Oh, I mean, well read by Pack, knowing that he still has the speed, even though he crashed that outside left wall going up the uphill. I mean, I would have respawned immediately there, because it is too scary to drive that slow and try to make that jump. But he knew he was able to do it just barely, I think. But he got that third place because of it.
I think that's just something you get by playing enough rounds. You get backups on backups on backups. You got to be ready for any scenario that can happen. You know, how do I recover if this happens, etc. 6-7. This is GamersFirst opportunity. If they don't win this map, as you said, it could be disaster. So here, they have an opportunity right now. Track point with an ace. But currently, Binks in last. Needs to pass 2 more players. Though, there is that one flip that he could dare to go for if he has the trajectory for it, as Gwen and Pack battle for the first position.
Yeah, we're heading into the identity. Gwen is in the lead. He showcased that he is consistent with the ending, but Carl Jr. and Pack are so close to him, he cannot afford to save it at all. Pack overtaking for first place, gets a really clean wobble. We have a mistake from Gwen, and now it looks like an ace for Solary, going up to 9 points and really saying, we're gonna take this, your map, we're gonna win it, and we're gonna full sweep you.
It is 9-7. Either G1 win with an ace, every other possibility or outcome loses for them. Draw, victory, loss, all paths lead to a loss except the ace.
Yeah, all paths leads to a loss except the ace here for GamersFirst. They need to be able to overtake Solary, not only in the ending, but during this standard section here where Solary has excelled in the last couple of rounds. And once again, they are in first and second place. G1 needs to push.
Going onto the ice now, bit wide for Gwen. He has a tough uphill to deal with, but manages that beautifully. Still less speed than the Solary players who are now in top 2 across the quarter pipe jump. Going a bit lower again, Solary gaining time against Gwen, who needs to get past both of them into the bobsleigh. No mistakes at the very least. They could Hail Mary it on the flip if necessary. Gwen up there, but he hits the wall. And that might be bad. Even if Binks now makes it with the flip, with anything, is it going to be enough? Is Gwen going to be there with him? He's so far that I don't think it matters. Binks is going to try.
And they're making it. Pack makes it clean into the ending, and that's going to be enough for Solary to take this second map of the second series and indeed take GamersFirst first pick away from them.
It just keeps building. The streak of wins Solary has against G1. It is now 9-0.
I think it's
in maps.
It's incredible to think about the fact that G1 just won their previous match 6 maps in a row against KC. They won every single one of the maps. And now against Solary, they've lost every single one of the maps. I mean, just that is incredible performance by Solary.
Yeah, they've just done so well. And here, I mean, G1, they had a great performance. They got an ace in round 1 and then, you know, kept getting draws and whatnot. But Solary, they got 1 ace back, popped up to 9 points. And from there, it was so tough.
Yeah, I mean, once your opponents are on 9 points and you know you have to ace it, the pressure you get on your shoulders from having to clutch it out and there's no other way out, that's very hard to deal with.
Now, I will say, G1 looked great on reps, okay? Which is the 4th map in the series. To get there, they have to beat Solary on Slowdown. But if they do, and they avoid those mistakes, like you remember they missed the finish and got aced, things like that, they have a chance here with Aero Pipes as the 5th.
I do think that, yeah.
But this is going to be the hardest map to win because this is Solary's specialty.
Yep.
This is
Solary wants to lock it out right now.
Yeah.
They want to finish it off and not give G1 the chance of the comeback.
Well, of course, but That's the thing. Like, how is G1's mental right now after losing this many maps? Do they still think they can do this? Because if they do, and if they drive well, they can be very annoying for Solary to deal with. Like, come on, we won like 6 maps in a row. We're done, right? No, we're not done yet. We're going to keep playing until we get knocked out. Binks with a mistake there. That is a tilter. Gwen still with a chance in this round going into the end.
This is now Gwen's responsibility to make sure that Solary doesn't start off with an ace, but Solary has such a clean identity. And there you see Pack already overtaking Gwen. Carl Jr. trying and Pack flying off. That's going to be an ace for Solary here on the first round. 56.28. An incredible time already from Pack.
That's a really good time from Pack.
56.28.
You're looking at the wrong...
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
It is not the world record, which is a 56.19, but it's a really good time.
Yeah, no, but it's a World Tour record. It is the fastest. It is the fastest in the league so far. So Pack already showcasing this is going to be difficult for G1.
Even if Gwen doesn't crash there, like goddamn, you're gonna have to push it. Regardless, into the dirt we go. Good speed for Solary and Carl.
Gwen wobbling. Faster. When wobbling, he'll lose a little bit of speed because of that. Pack and Carl Jr. both, they go for this really high line there on the drift. Doesn't seem to hurt them too much, but might lose a little bit of time from the optimal drift line. But Carl Jr. and Pack will be first and second place here going into the identity. Pack is in such a lead. Carl Jr. getting that airtime, but Pack tries to maintain the first place. Gwen flies out as well. Carl Jr. might overtake now and give the 2 points to Solary. 5-1.
This is tough. This is tough. Where do they even begin to mount a comeback here? They need one round. They need an ace, but it just feels so impossible. This is how Solary just, like, drains their opponents just round after round, looking just unstoppable. I mean, the mental advantage they have right now is just crushing.
I wonder how the mental is for G1 at the moment, going from the high of a 6-0 sweep to getting sweeped 5-0 at the moment with a 5-1 deficit.
Yeah, that's just really tough.
Going from ecstasy to agony so fast is also very tough. Keep and still playing, having to keep up with these players. I mean, damn.
And you're still not out of here yet, because Solary keeps delivering 36.0 checkpoints. Previously, that was world record pace, but now the level's even higher. But driving that fast is not easy. Binks is trying, Gwen is trying, they're up there, but are they fast enough? Can they avoid airtime? Is this going to be a draw? Can they at least secure that? They get a draw.
They do get a draw.
But what a round. My God, that is crazy to watch.
0.1 separating the entire field after basically a minute of driving. That is the power of Slowdown. Such a consistent map where every single turn, every single hundredths of a second is just so important.
And the problem is that because they're so far behind already with that ace, they can't afford to take trades like that. Like, the closer Solary gets now, the worse it's going to be for G1, because they're running out of time. They have to ace back at some point, and the question is if they can do it this round with Carl 2/10 behind. You saw how close the other round was. 2/10 is a lot of time to lose on the start, and Gwen is driving record pace up front. Binks also getting good speed together with him through the checkpoint. They have made a small breakaway here, and the opportunity is present.
Yeah, it's going to be down to the identity. Pack and Carl Jr. have such a clean line here in the end. You can see Pack will get closer up with that speed, but he lost a little bit in the ending, but overtakes for that third place. Carl Jr. almost sniping first. It's going to be another draw, but Solary will take draws every single day of the week at the moment because they're getting closer and closer to closing out this match.
Such ridiculous rounds. Like, how is that not an ace? You drive 0.3, 0.5 from your team and you just get a draw. And same for Solary, like both drop 0.4 and they get 1 point for that incredible run. It's gonna be tough from here on out to find an ace. You need the hundredths to play into your favor, I think. Just margins, just 1,000th here or there could be what they have to hope for.
Fighting for those margins is also incredibly risky because you might just fly out any place or just clip or whatever, and Gwen and Binks at the moment have to try to see if they can overtake both Pack and Carl Jr. It's looking really difficult.
It is. Like, Gwen is up there, but Binks right now down in 4th, a 10th behind before the finish part is going to be so tough to come back from. Going to try. Everyone going between the tree gets a drift here, but that's not enough. He had to risk. Gwen trying now to keep stable for his team, but that is looking like a loss, and they're now at 9 points, and Pack tying the world record to the 1000th, 56.199. Just incredible stuff.
I mean, this is also from Gwen. Like, Gwen
Yeah,
drove
he
a
drove
0.28, which is also faster than anybody else had driven in the league so far. Before Pack just drove that. So both the teams are driving at impeccable paces, just unreal performance by both the teams. But Solary seems to have... okay, as I say that, we do have a mistake from Pack. He's not going to be able to clutch it out. But we have seen Carl Jr. be able to step into that driver's seat, into the first place if he needs to.
This is a cracked start from Gwen. Pack has made a mistake too. They're going to get an ace here and put it to that last round, I think, where an ace, they win, but every other path leads to a loss of the entire set here. So they're going to get one more crack at it with Pack and Carl both crashing.
Yeah, I mean, they need to capitalize. As long as none of them fly out, but you can slow down so much in this identity. You see it right there. They definitely saved that. They lost 0.1 in just that one turn and lost even more, 0.4 basically in the identity. But it doesn't matter. It makes no difference.
They still drive faster than I could ever hope to on this map, and that makes me feel a bit sad.
And that's the thing, right? You see these players drive and you notice, oh, that was a mistake because he lost a little bit of speed to his opponent. But if you saw each of these players drive by themselves without any other cars on, you would not be able to see any of the mistakes.
No, it
would look flawless.
Last round of Slowdown, potentially the last round for G1 in the tournament. Only an ace is good enough, and Solary are not going to crash the start this time. They're in the mix. They're going to have to drive 0.1, 0.2 most likely, and just full send to try to get past Pack. Because right now, the best defense is just full attack for Pack. If he beats one of the players, it's GG.
It indeed is. GamersFirst needs to get first and second place. Both of them have to happen for G1 here, but Pack is doing a great job at denying it, and Binks is now 0.4 behind, 0.3 behind Pack, and that's a lot of time to make up for here in this identity.
It's a good uphill,
stands
though.
Between them.
Possible. One jumps out. Can Binks get past? Binks is past. Is it enough?
But is it?
It is an ace! They're not done yet. They ace, and they're still in the game. And they go to their own map choice. They get to play reps one more time, which is a map they could win against Solary on.
They could. Now, the last map that is on the map pool here is Aero Pipes, which I think favors Solary, but it's not over yet.
What a clutch round there. Binks, with, as you said, 2-3 tenths behind, gets a perfect identity, and it's enough to bring us to reps. They lost this map last time, but this is the annoying part, right? Like, Solary feel, oh, we're done. We're 9-4 on the last map.
Yeah, just an incredible comeback.
On the best of 5, and they've won 5 maps in a row to get there. But they're not done yet. You still have to play us on one more map. Oh, you lost that one? Oh, let's play one more, right?
Yep.
Like, G1 can be annoying here, and this is building momentum for them.
It is building momentum for them, and if they win, we are looking at another set of maps and bans and picks to close out this fight between G1 and Solary.
First round is so important to set the tone. If G1 gets to continue their winning streak here, that's going to be tilting for Solary to deal with.
Okay. Immediate mistake there from Gwen, and now Solary are looking to be first and second. Binks is...
Gwen does this line, by the way.
Yeah, he's not too far behind, to be honest. 0.4 after a big mistake like that is not too bad. Did he just touch again?
I think we're seeing some network desync, but it's going back up to speed. This is how it looks for the spectators. It does not look like this for the players, but a bit of a, slow and speed up right there. But now we see Solary in first and second, and they are looking to just crush any hopes G1 had of bringing this to a 5th. Great pace from them. 2-3 tenths ahead. Binks gonna need the end of his life to stabilize
in the downhill, getting the 4th gear while driving straight, making sure that you get that gear up is very important. Carl Jr. and Pack in the lead, just one more turn. Binks is overtaking. Maybe he's trying to push it, not quite enough, but Pack and Carl Jr. Drive through the finish line almost simultaneously. 5,000 separating the two teammates.
But such a good end from Binks, just wasn't enough to get past. Like, he could have realistically secured a draw there, too, with how close it ended up being. 400ths play into Solary's favor.
Yeah, as you said, setting the tone here on the first round. Solary getting an ace on Gamersfirst map pick. I mean, it is a little bit tilting, but to be fair, both Gwen and Binks had a huge mistake, and now we see a mistake coming in from Solary as well.
Yes, mistakes from Solary, and Binks does that low airtime line to catch back up. I think it's something they look at situationally. If you... Oh, no. Hits the outside. That is with penalty, right?
Well, yeah, the thing is that he has the fragile on.
So it's going to cost him maybe a bit more throughout.
I don't know if he's going to have less acceleration going through the rest of the map. We will see if Pack can overtake here. But Carl Jr. and Gwen are going to be the ones fighting for first and second place. Oh, huge mistake.
No, that's a flick from the fragile.
Oh.
He went too far and it counts as a crash. And that's why his car goes off the track there. So you play risky if you go for the fragile line. Gwen in first still, ahead of Carl, who now has to try to get past in the end. Does not really need to, though, because they're still going to look to secure a draw. Gets across, Pack, missing! Oh! And Binks gets the win for G1.
That is so important. Okay, so that miss and the ending, we've talked about this. The pillars that you land on, or the beams that you land on, are barely wider than your car. And the players, they're trying to make sure that they land on the right side of the final beams, because otherwise you have the opportunity to miss on the left side.
Actually.
Already a huge mistake.
Carl clipping that first beam, and yeah, as you said, the beams, they're tricky. They also tend to aim for the right side, because they
otherwise, you can hit the finish pole. See, it looks like a mistake whenever Binks does that, but
he comes back so much
he
speed.
comes back with a lot of speed. So, but he now, as we talked about, he has the fragile block on. So any mistake will put his car into a broken state and will make him accelerate so much slower. So it's a very risky move.
It is, but it's paying off right now. Gwen in first. Binks still within range to beat Pack this round. He's had some amazing endings here. Binks into the dirt, cannot go too low or the car will flick to the right with the fragile, and he avoids it, gets the reset. Now the car is fully healed. Imagine it with that easy IRL, just touch a block and you're good to go. But here we are in the identity. Gwen still 3/10 ahead, enough to try to save it, try to just survive. Pack getting past. Is Carl getting past as well? Can Gwen get there? Gwen gets there just barely, and it's a draw.
I mean, Pack clutching it out when he needs to, making sure that he doesn't do any mistakes in the final identity, and make sure to get the draw. And Solary will take those draws. They're still 2 points ahead. This is still a very dangerous position for Gamersfirst. Any huge mistake from Gamersfirst will result in Solary getting more points, and they are on match point, right? If they win this map or any map in the next 3 maps.
I just realized what it is, Jnic.
Does he purposely hit the outside wall?
It's if they miss the gear. If they miss the gear, if they gear down on the slide, they go for the downhill. It's a backup if you don't get third gear out of the slide.
Oh, that's smart.
I don't think they want to do it on purpose. It's just if they don't get the perfect drift. And that is actually a really good strategy.
It's a good backup because you don't lose that much time then.
Yeah, and now, I mean, look, they're only 2 points behind. If they... I'm scared for that part.
Yep.
If they keep this up, and they win a couple of rounds here, they'll be back to equal before Solary get in that match point range.
But all of them are just so close to each other right now, and it's gonna be down to who executes the ending perfectly. Are we gonna see any slowdowns? No, Gwen and Binks both get it. Oh, but Gwen makes a mistake, and Binks, it looks like it's all 1,000ths of a second. And 17 thousandths of a second separating the top 3 players. It's gonna be another draw, but what a close round.
Like, G1 are 107 thousandths away from just getting obliterated there. That would have been disaster. But they hold on. They're not out of it yet, all right? There's still a chance. This is the hero story of a lifetime.
But Solary is fighting back very hard. Even though it's not their map pick, they are definitely prepared here on reps. And Gamersfirst, they need to push themselves a little bit harder if they want to come back now, because they are 2 points behind. We need to see some round victories or an ace for Gamersfirst. And right now, they're in the front.
Yeah, this is a good round for them. They both got gear 3. They both went through the jump. But Pack is driving even faster. Like, the splits from Gwen and Binks right now are really good. It's just Pack has a great run up front. Gonna go into the dirt. It's only 300s between them. Pack going wider, getting the checkpoint later, and then going for more speed in the loop. That's something he has worked on, and he will remain ahead for now. The lines on the grass here not too important as long as you get a no slide down.
Oh!
The hill. Binks left with a really tough task, has to get past Pack here. In the end, he lands early. He has a lot of speed. Who's going to get the best jump onto the plank? Oh, Binks gets
he does it. What a risky ending there from Binks. He landed perfectly there on the beams and finishes with a 106.34, a great time. Also a league record, right?
That is a league record, yes. It's not the world record because Binks set that earlier today, but he's driven faster than anyone else on this map.
That's incredible. But at 7-5 right now, Solary putting themselves in a position where an ace will give them the map victory. So GamersFirst, they cannot make huge mistakes anymore.
They have to be perfect, but they have a lot of momentum, I feel, in this game. Like, from where they were earlier, just looking down and out on Slowdown, somehow coming back when, showing the payoff from this line, actually doing it and gaining a ton of time. What's that? That's 0.1.
Yeah, that worked in Gwen's favor by far. He got so far ahead with the momentum that he got from the downhill, able to shoot up to first place. And Pack is just teleporting around the map. What happened? No way that Pack drove into that piece of scenery.
That was not on purpose.
No.
That's very unfortunate.
That has to be lag. Pro players will not make a mistake like that. That is impossible. So
yeah, no,
we might see a pause after this round. And Carl Jr. now tasked with trying to at least overtake one of the two players.
Oh, this could be an ace for G1. It's not what you want. You want clean round.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no, he just got it. At least Solary do not get aced here in a very tough spot.
Yeah, I was going to say an ace like that feels bittersweet when you know that Pack...
the lag spike. Yeah. He was complaining about FPS issues when he joined the server. That's why we also had a bit of a late start. So hopefully they get this fixed up. But my God, it's good that Carl was able to salvage that, or else, you know, it would be a different story right now.
So we have a pause coming in, making sure that Pack no longer lags. That is a rough situation because you can't really take the points away from anybody.
No. No, okay.
No, I think that's just for fun.
No.
That is just for fun.
Relax. Everybody relax. It's just you never know what, you know, magic tricks Gwen has in his hat.
Yep.
Wall banks are actually not allowed, remember? So we're good.
Once again, we have a message coming in from TMGL referee Pog in chat. And it does look like Pack is ready again, so we are going to jump right into the match.
All right, let's hope it does not happen. We want clean race from here on out. But with that round, G1 have put themselves in a position to take this map now. 7, they can get an ace, but they can't get one regular loss.
No, so definitely still in Solary's favor, but an ace, GamersFirst could take it home and make it a, and go to 5th map, which is Aero Pipes.
Aero Pipes will be the decider if they get there. First, let's see the lines now. More important than ever to keep it clean. Gwen had such a god start the previous round. Will he go for that low airtime line? No, he just jumps here. Got such exit speed out of that uphill drift that he just sends it, and it's working out. Pack has lost 0.3 in this round. Perhaps still a bit rattled from that previous one, and it shows. He hits the wall here, and now Carl has to play a 1 versus 2 to not get aced, to not give G1 a chance at the 5th map. But look at the splits from Gun. It's the fastest round we've seen all game here. It's so tough to come back from here.
Carl Jr. has to overtake one of these players. He knows he has to. He has been told by Pack, I'm a second behind. You're the one who needs to full send it, and Carl Jr. has nothing to lose. Either he gets one position or they're gonna lose the map.
He's close.
Yeah, it's gonna be down to the identity. Anybody making any mistakes here? Carl Jr. is gonna jump low. He's gonna try to risk it. He gets the turn perfectly. So much speed, jumping up to 2nd place, and Carl Jr. makes sure that they have another chance at the victory.
We're at 9-9. Gwen almost dropping the world record there after a fantastic start. Some crazy splits from him. Only second to his teammate Binks. So you have the 2 fastest players in the league on one team on 9-9, almost overtime. But Solary have been more consistent. There's always this looming feeling that G1 are going to crash and hit walls because they're risking so much to get these fast times, but they get out of the start once more with really good speed onto the grass, leaving Carl 2 tenths behind, and now they're in a 2v1 where Pack has to get first to keep the match going.
Yeah,
on
this
map.
is where you gotta think, is Carl Jr. still playing the assist role, playing the anchor, making sure if anybody makes a mistake, he's still there? Is that still a good strategy at this point? Because they should be full sending it. This is a 9-9 section, and Gwen and Binks are in the lead. Pack needs to overtake both of them just to get a draw. So this is gonna be maybe the last round.
Car. They are one car. They are one unit. They are working in harmony. Don't want to go too wide here. Gwen's had some problems with that, but he makes it side by side. Gwen and Binks, can they bring us to map 5? After looking defeated, after looking crushed, they go together into the sunset of map 5. Point 2, point 3. They're not done yet, and we will see Aero Pipes. Can they make this comeback happen?
That would be just an amazing comeback from GamersFirst. Now, Aero Pipes, we've seen Solary on that map a little bit more than we've seen anybody else, and it does look like Solary has a decent amount of consistency, but the identity of Aero Pipes is not something you can take lightly.
I just want people to know, they were down 9-4 after losing 5 maps in a row. If they win this map, it goes to a decider last map.
Yep.
One map decider to play for who goes to the final.
Ooh, and who picks that?
No, it's banned. So they ban maps, one map each, until there's one left.
I mean, that is...
It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy what's going on right now. Aero Pipes the decider. Pack and Carl, they have played this. They have favored it sometimes in the regular season. They first picked it against BDS in that legendary best of 7 game, and they won it, driving times close to the world record.
It is notable to say that G1 actually has twice as many rounds on this map than Solary has, but that doesn't go to show that Solary would be worse. Solary does have the record. Pack has the league record of a 110.418, so that is probably why they picked it, and it's a very consistent map all the way towards the identity.
But the identity on this map, if you've never seen Aero Pipes, it's not picked that often. It's one of the hardest in the entire league. It is 3 jumps onto pipes, driving at full speed. If you're a little bit off the landing, you will lose speed, crash out, fly off. Everything will go wrong. So you get a small preview of it here after this uphill. You see all the players surviving the ice slide, but this is high tension. Like, people know, the players know, this has gone further than it perhaps should have. This is a jump onto a pipe. That's a small jump. There's 3 big jumps coming up later. Carl Jr. with a great run here. You said he shouldn't be the anchor, and right now he is leading the charge with great splits on the checkpoints. Pack.
Oh my god, and this is looking great for Solary. Carl Jr. and Pack in the lead. Carl Jr. with some great checkpoints. He's so far ahead. Is he going to be able to take this into the finish line on a pace that is godly?
3 pipe jumps to go. Gets the first ones. Second one up is slightly easier, and Pack and Carl are going to safe it the best they can. They will do so. Methodical.
Ace
for Solary on map 5 here.
Carl Jr. lost a little bit of pace there in the ending, but that's more than worth it. When you know you're that far ahead, you know we can get this ace if I just make it into the finish. The right call was made. He slowed down. He got the consistency, and that's 3 points for Solary.
That is such a good start for them. But we know that G1, they were keeping up with at least Pack there all the way until the ending. Oh, they had some crashes that made them fail. And that's the thing about G1. They're fast, they crash. And if they don't crash here, I think they can get to the ending.
Some of these ice slides look a little bit scary. Like, you could slide out very easily right there. Need to make sure that you keep the gears, otherwise you lose traction on that ice. But Gwen is currently in the lead. Pack looking to overtake, and the rest of the field are actually like half a second behind. Oh, a no slide coming in or no drift, if that sounds better, coming in from Carl Jr., and he's gonna be way in the back. So Pack needs to keep this second or preferably first place.
Let's see who wins the battle in the end. It's more about getting speed here for the pipe jumps. The faster you go, the harder it is to aim it onto the pipe here, because you jump so far. You have to go very close to the scenery there, land just barely on the gap there. Gwen with a lot of speed, almost over the top, but able to stabilize. Last one onto the pipe and into the finish. He gets it. Almost beating the world record. That is a league record, but it's not the world record.
It is a league record. Incredibly well driven, like just unreal performance from Gwen, and showcasing that, hey, Solary, we can also drive these times.
Crazy that it's Aero Pipes to decide this incredible series. Going into another round here. Hope the players can survive the start too, so we have to see the full fireworks on that ending.
Oh yeah, getting an ending where everybody's close to each other just pressures all the players to full send the last jumps to the pipes, and that is so much better. But Gwen and Binks, they're going for this inside tight ice slide.
Look at the lead they are building.
It works out great for them. Pack getting so much speed, going up close. Now neck and neck with Gwen. Binks still maintaining a great lead though.
He's only close to Gwen. Like, Binks is 2/10 up on the fastest split we've seen yet in round 3 here. Going down the hill, trying to get the setup here. Don't want to go too wide. Pack almost failing there, but Pack is gaining throughout here. Every segment now, he's getting closer and closer to Binks, and he had really good speed setup here in the previous round. Binks still getting better speed into the ending. Where's Carl? Where's Gwen? Gwen has made a mistake. Carl coming with a lot of speed. Binks needs to defend this. If he fails, this is disaster for G1. Gets the first, the second he's off, and that could be an ace now for Solary to go up to 7-2.
Like, Binks knew that he was not able to save that. They were too close. If he released or landed wobbly, he would get overtaken anyway. So he had to full risk, and that's what he did. And it is so incredibly difficult to full risk this section without making a single mistake. So unfortunately, he fell off, and Pack and Carl Jr. capitalized immediately, getting an ace and jumping up to 7 points.
Now, I think the only way out of this for G1 is to play even more volatile. Like, 1:10.94 the winning time there. Gwen drove half a second faster the previous round. They have to just feed into their style and just go all in for pace. They might crash, but they cannot win if they don't ace Solary at least one time here.
Yeah, 7-2, but we cannot count G1 out. G1 was also in a very unfavorable position on the previous map, and they won that. So they can still come back, but
oh, that's a crash. That's a crash.
A huge crash from Carl Jr. And as we see here, G1 on a great position to try to see if they can get an ace. Pack will obviously try to deny as much as he can, but a great spot for GamersFirst. They need to capitalize on this.
Just stunning lines from Pack right here. Gaining in every segment. Once again, towards Binks, just daring to do a little bit riskier lines here. Going for more speed through here. Going slightly wider on the dirt, get more speed down this hill. This is how Pack gains his lead, but he needs good speed in the ending, and he could just as well fail the pipe jump when it's him under pressure, just like Binks did. Binks right there, side by side with him. He has to get this win. He cannot afford a draw. Goes for full speed across, is faster than Pack, gets the second one as well, looks to win the round. Is Gwen close? No, Gwen has made a mistake, but Binks will secure a win for his team. 1:10.44.
But it's still 8-4, looking very dangerous. Solary really want to close out this game right now. They don't want to go into that final map.
No, you really don't want to flip it. That's what happened with BDS. They won one best of 5 each, and they lost that coin flip map to BDS. So here, 8-4, you have a really good spot. One regular win now, and it's lights out. Well played, G1. You tried your best, but if Solary just get one, they can close it out. Gwen and Binks, they've shown pace that Solary has not shown. The 110.4.
Oh, that's a bad entrance into this section.
Where's Carl? Oh, Carl is there as well.
Right here.
Able to keep up as well.
Gwen didn't slide out. He had low speed going into the ice slide because he didn't hug the wall properly there on the plastic wall. So he's going to be a little bit behind. Carl Jr. and Pack, they are driving shoulder to shoulder as teammates. Solidarity coming in from Team Solary. And Binks will remain in the lead. Gwen trying to push as hard as he can because they cannot afford to lose points against Solary right now.
Yeah, no, he has to call. Dude, you got to go all in. We got to get past these boys. Get an ace. He's trying right now. Full speed, full send. Going wide, trying to jump into the smooth downhill, but he misses. Binks, he was in the position last time where he had to get the pipes. He has to once again. Getting that first one. The second one, is he on it? He is. And he will get them to one more round. But from here on out, it's just like Slowdown. Like at least one ace.
At least one ace. But, I mean, that was incredible defense plays from Binks. I cannot stress how difficult this identity is. Especially in a situation where your teammate is called. You need to clear this identity without any mistakes. Full speeding, full risking. If you don't, we're out of the tournament. That's the call. That's what he knows is happening. And he's still one-shotted it.
Just calm, collected gameplay. They've done it so many times in practice. Just gotta execute what you have in your muscle memory on the server. And if you can get to that comfort level, then that is when you see these great times.
Pack got that awkward entrance into the ice section. What is dangerous about that is that it's very easy to slide out if you don't have the speed going into the section. I think he made it, but he did lose like 0.2 of a second.
And he is the one that's been keeping up closest with the pace up front. Binks has been so fast out of the gate in a lot of these rounds, but Pack has been right there with him, and Pack is still gaining. He's still only 2 tenths behind before we get to that identity part, and that is almost nothing when it comes to such difficult jumps. Binks having to go wide, almost crashing, but able to stabilize. Every player is here for this round, and G1 need to ace it.
Yeah, G1 needs both players to execute the identity to perfection if they want to remain in the tournament. One mistake, one person from Team Solary overtaking will spell doom, and that's a huge mistake here coming in from G1. All Solary needs to do is get into the finish. Are they going to be able to do it? Yes, they are, and that's going to be Solary knocking out G1 from the tournament.
Unfortunate for G1. They made it an affair, a great show to watch, and they put Solary under pressure. But we will have a rematch of everyone's favorite 2 teams, I think, this season. Solary BDS Finals.
Solary BDS Finals, a rematch again, and it's gonna be such a good one. I cannot believe that we're gonna see this rematch. It was so close the first time they fought each other, and I mean, losing in the lower bracket finals, so awe-inspiring from G1, the young players, the talent coming into the Trackmania esports, showcasing, hey, we are able to compete with the best of the best.
Like, getting 3rd out of this lineup when you go into the season is formidable from them. So they play really well. I think they got caught by surprise by Solary in the first best of 5 and came more alive in the second, getting reps and whatnot. But overall, really great series to watch. We're going to take a short